Hello, so if you're making a 2D game in Unity and you want to add some 3D sounds into your game, then this is going to be a quick video showing you how to do that. So by 3D sounds, I mean, depending where your player is, if you're closer to so this red hexagon is representing a fire in my game, or in this demo. So if you're close to the fire, then you're going to hear the fire at max volume, and as you slowly start to move away, you're going to hear it less and less, quieter and quieter, until you fall out of the max distance of the fire. So I'll also show you how to make it so you hear the fire in your right ear while you're over on this left hand side, and then if you're over here, you'd hear it in your left ear. And then I'll also show you how to have it play in both ears at equal volume, no matter where you are around the fire. So first thing you need to do, you can see on the right hand side in my components list on my player, I've got the audio listener as one of the components. You need to make sure you've got the audio listener on your player, as that's what Unity will use as the thing that listens out for sounds. So for example, if a noise happens to the right of the player, Unity will know to play that audio into the right ear of the player. So now we can set up our sound. Just go into add a component onto the object you want to add your sound to, and add an audio source. Drag your sound clip into this audio clip slot here. And then most of this can stay the same. This is a fire, so I'm going to want it to loop, and I'll just keep it as playing on a wake here. Volume, pitch, sort of things you can play with as you need to. But the important things here are spatial blend, your spread, and this min-max distance and the volume roll-off. So first thing, spatial blend, you want to move that over to 3D. Otherwise, if you have it 2D, you'll just kind of hear it from anywhere in your scene, no matter where you are. So even if I set this min distance to 2, which I will explain, you'll still hear the audio sound. So yeah, first drag this across over to 3D. And then, so go down here, I'll explain this min and max distance first. So you can see in my scene view, I've got this outline, this little blue circle around my fire. So this is my min distance. So you see as I toggle this up, it gets bigger and bigger. And essentially what this means is as the player gets closer to the fire and they get inside this min distance, it's the player is going to hear the fire at max volume. And then we can also adjust the max distance as well. So it's too big at the minute, you can't actually see it in the scene. But if I bring it down to say 5 and set this back to 2, so inside this first blue circle, the player is going to hear the fire at max volume. And then as they start to move out and into this like secondary area, the volume will start to drop off. And then once they leave this larger blue circle here, they won't hear the fire at all. And you can see that represented by this graph here. So if I actually click play, so this represents where the player is relative to the fire. And you can see it's playing at a volume of 1. And as I start to move out of those two circles, so now I'm between the first blue circle and the second blue circle, as you can see here, it's going to slowly drop off the volume. And then if I move completely out, it will, so I can still hear it at the minute because I've got the volume roll off at logarithmic roll off. So it's going to very slowly decrease the volume. But you probably want to stop hearing the fire as you leave this max distance. So you would change that to this linear roll off here. And now you can see as the player comes out of that distance, it completely, the volume goes to 0. So you can hear the fire playing in your left and your right ear. In this situation, for a fire, you probably want it to play in both ears. The way you would do that is using the spread. So if I have it at 0, it's going to play in each ear directionally. So right now I can hear the fire in my right ear, and now I can hear it in my left ear. And then if I do this, yeah, it switches ears. So if you just want it to play in both ears, just set it to 180, and now I can hear it equal volume in both ears. If I set it to 360, it plays it in opposite ears. I don't know why you would want to do that, but you know, that's what 360 does. Ideally for this scene, I'd keep that 180. My min and max distance is probably about right there, and that's it. Let me know if you have any questions below, and leave a like if it helped you out, and yeah, thanks for watching.